guys, it's Kali here. I am so excited to be with you. This week we're going to be making a sweet bunny head. It's going to be really fun and easy. You know, we're going to make it simple for you to knock out quick, but make this bunny special, like one you've never seen before. And don't forget, while you're here, make sure you follow and like us, subscribe, do all the things, because we want to show you more projects that are quick and easy. So let's get started. Okay, we're going to take our bunny head first of all. The first thing I like to do with this guy is take and give him a little dimension. He might come kind of flat, but gently, just gently, we don't want to break his ears. Spread these ears out just a little bit, just a little, to give a little space in between here. And if you need to manipulate his head a little more round or oval, whatever you want, you can do that. You can change your bunny's face however you want. And you see how I have these ears kind of moving forward just a little? I like that. I'm a dimensional person. I want to feel the depth when we create this. So the supplies you're going to need a bunny head form. You could try to make this out of grapevine if you wanted to, but we have these available for you to purchase just ready to go. You're going to need a ribbon that coordinates with your color palette that you choose for your project. I'm going very romantic. I'm going to use some beautiful rose spray here. This is going to kind of set the tone for this project. I have a coordinating chunky berry because I just need an excuse to use these beautiful chunky berries. And then this killer twig. So a nice twig, it's kind of going to function like a greenery, but it's got a really fun wired mossy twig, which is going to pull up the moss from the background of our base. So we're going to use all three of these in our project. I'm going to start off by getting the hanger on first. The head comes with a little hanger, so you don't have to put one. But I think it's just beautiful to have a contrasting, like coordinating ribbon that's going to, you know, pull out the colors as it hangs up the door. So just get a longer piece. It doesn't really matter how long. What I want to do here, oh, and your tools, I'm just going to need some wire cutters, scissors for the ribbon, and some cable ties, maybe a little hot glue. That's really all we need. Let me move these over just a little bit while we put the hanger on. There we go. Okay, so just decide how high you want it to hang up and think about it. Okay, is that too high? Would I like it just right above the ears? Whatever you want. Think about if you're using a wreath hanger on your door. You can always knot it to make it shorter if you needed to, whatever you need. But we're going to just do it about this length. So it's probably twice as long as his ears, okay, to give you a dimension on that. And the easiest way I'm going to do this is I can just send one side through. I just crumpled it up to get it through the hanger. There's a metal hanger here, so we can just use that as a nice little place to tie it. And then I'm going to take and just tie a knot with this other end of the ribbon. Doesn't have to be too fancy. So you might want to do it a little bit longer because you're going to take up a little space in your length by tying the knot, okay? Oops. Hold on, I don't want to just grab wires. There we go. Crisscross applesauce. Tie that in there. Get a nice little knot. Take your scissors, trim that off. We don't want to see all that. If you're going to make and sell these, you don't want your customers to be seeing any kind of loose ends. I'm always talking about that in design school. We got to hide our mechanics. We don't want you to even really be able to see any of our parts that help with the design. I'm going to tuck this right down there, right at the wire. And we're going to have all kind of beautiful flowers up here. You'll never see it. But I am going to put a little glue on it so we don't end up with it showing. This is hot glue. You could use a glue gun. I don't use a glue gun. I use a glue pot, glue skillet. So I'm just going to put a little glue on it and then we'll tuck it in. There. And just push it in. And I can see a little bit of my glue right there. So I'm going to hide that with a little Spanish moss. We have Spanish moss on Cleese.com if you can't find it locally. This is I believe this is a chartreuse green. It's a nice bright green and it coordinates well with my bunny. Okay, so now I don't see that at all. All right, the next step is I want to go ahead and get my main florals in, okay? My larger floral spray, because it's going to kind of set the tone for the whole piece. And I really want to see it kind of coming down and flowing around. I think that would really be beautiful. So start by just laying it on your project and thinking about, okay, how do I want it? You could do this. You could just do a little cute little piece across the top if you wanted and spread this apart. But this is a simple video, so we're going to keep it real easy where you're not doing a lot of cutting or positioning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and give that a little motion. So I'm curving it to the inside of the curve. Okay, just like that. Now, because of the weight of the design, I can't have all the weight over here. It's going to hang crooked. So I'm going to shift some weight to this other side just by taking and moving some of the major components. I'm going to put the big roses over here. Love that. And we'll be able to move them around a little bit in a minute. You got to shake hands with all these pieces. I'm always telling the ladies and gentlemen in design school, all my blue merinos, you've got to shake hands with each piece. Look at this fun twig down here. And we'll add a little bit more weight to this side to kind of even it out here in a little bit, but I want you to make sure you're seeing that really good. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. There you go. Okay? So once I know that's kind of my main shape, I'm okay to cut this stem now. And I'll just take and tuck it in around a little bit. I'm going to leave it a little bit long because guess what? It's going to add a little weight to the other side so I don't get topsy-turvy. And I'll just trim that piece off, okay? Trimmed it off. Now you could glue yours. I'm going to go ahead and just easily cable tie mine in where I want it. I'm going to give this more of a bend. Okay, so it's running right along the base of the ears. I happen to have some green cable ties, so I'm going to be using those. There we go. And get some pressure on that. Just grab 2 or 3 stems when you put it in. We're going to hide these in just a second with our Spanish moss so you won't see them. This dude is going to come from underneath here. I love this stem. It has like real looking rose leaves with beautiful variation on the leaf. Variegation of the color. So pretty. So I'm tying this one in right here too. Same thing, just grabbing the stem. You don't go all the way around the head. You got to come through the head. We don't want to see the mechanics on the back either. Trim that off. And now I'm going to take, and before we start fluffing again, we're going to go ahead and hide these two. That's on there nice and stable. We don't have to worry about it. It's great position. So I'm going to come in with my bamboo stick with my hot glue. Just get a little glue on both of these. 1 and 2 right here. Okay, and then you come back with, oops, I got a little on the leaf. It's okay. I'll come back with your Spanish moss. And let's hit both of these to cover them up. Just like a little ball. And that moss is going to stay right over that. You'll never see mechanics, okay? We don't want to see that cable tie. We don't want to know it's even there. We want it to look like this beautiful flower is growing. These roses are growing right out of this sweet bunny head. All right, let's take and fluff it now. Really important. There's that rose leaf I was talking about. Oh, so pretty. Oh, I love that. Sometimes it's these simple details. Oh, if you get a glue string, let's get rid of it right now. We don't want to see that for sure. Okay. I'm going to take this one piece. We're going to cut this little leaf out because I know I'm going to want to bring some of that killer beautiful leaf on this side too. Okay, so we're just going to steal a couple little components from our existing spray. Okay, now tuck in the roses. We're going to want that one there. This one right here. So they're kind of clustered at the top of the head. Oh my gosh, how cute. Really cute. You can open that head a little more if you need to. Just tuck those in. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, yes ma'am. Thank you very much. Okay, berry time. We're going to do the twigs at the very end. We're going to use the berries next because they're almost going to work like a flower in this design. They're going to give you that pop. So we know we're going to want some in here and then a little bit tucked in coming down. So let's take this spray and we may have to glue these or we could wire them. We'll see how they cut apart. I'm going to cut one big chunk off first. And I think I want this piece to come on this side. Of course, your project, you can do whatever you want, but see how that had that nice little natural curve to it? Oh my gosh, y'all. Holy moly. This is making my toes curl. Not my toes curl. Yes, it's doing it. Okay, same thing. I'm going to take and, that's cute in there. Cable tied in. I love that. Okay. You can glue it if you want to. I'm just, with these kind of pieces, it's just real easy to cable tie them real fast and they're good to go. All right. Now, we're going to cover up that in just a second. I'm going to pull these out of my way so you can see where I put it in. There's the one berry. And then we're going to put a little bit right in here. And this one, we're going to trim. See if we can get it to curve the way we want it. I need it to kind of curve this way a little bit. Oh, we can tuck that right in. Right? Isn't that gorgeous? So play with it for a second. See where you're going to tuck it in and then trim your stem. Okay, how about like that? Isn't that pretty? That's beautiful. So let's take and trim it wherever's going to make the most sense. I think I'll do this one in a couple of pieces because the stem gets really thick down here. So let's just trim that one off. Trim this one off. And we'll get it positioned in. The stem is kind of thick, so just nip at it if you need to get through it. All right. So we're just going to baby place these in, and then I will take and tie them. I'm going to slide this one under the wire right here. So the main wire is holding it down, and I'll cable tie it to the main wire. That's totally fine. Right in here. Isn't that awesome? Just going to tie it in. So we're kind of framing out the bunny's face with the berries and just adding that nice little contrast. And this one is going to go to the outside. It's up to you. Pull your roses back in so you can see what you're getting into. Do you want it a little further down? We have a little twig still to come. Oh my gosh, y'all, it's so pretty. Look at it. Look how sweet she is. We could put it right in the middle. Could do all kind of stuff. Or it might be pretty just to kind of get a little of it coming down. Let's see. Ooh, that, I like that. Just to kind of pull that color around. So let's use this one down here at the bottom. I'm going to just, it's so little, I'm just going to put a little glue on it and we'll pop it into the frame. Be ready with your Spanish moss because we'll cover any glue that shows. There happens to be a wire right here, so that worked great. I went under the support wire. And I'm going to get a little tight ball with my moss, just ball it up. And we'll tuck it in there. And we'll have all this beautiful leaves to kind of lay on it beautifully. All right, nice, nice. Look at her head. Oh my gosh, is she gorgeous? All right, now pull the roses out of your way one more time. Let's take and cover up these two cable ties that we had from earlier. Come in with my hot glue again. I'm gonna have my moss ready to roll because it's cold. Because it's winter time, the glue sets up quick. That's okay. Make sure you're doing this with a glue pot and not a glue gun. You can get burned easily with the glue gun and this Spanish moss technique, so be real careful. You have to wait a second if you're using a glue gun because it'll just come right through the moss and burn you. Okay, going right over, hiding my cable tie. You're not going to see any of that. Beautiful. Okay, now let's get our roses right where we want them. Okay, I'm going to put these pretty close. Maybe one up, one down, vice versa. Let's kind of, I like that, Perfect. Get them. You can cut those if they're not doing what you want. You can cut them and stick them right into the glue. Into the moss as well. The frame, the grapevine. That's pretty. Let me spread them out. Okay. Let's get them. I want them more side by side. There. Finally. Perfect. All right. Now we've got our little bit of rose leaf that was over here. I want to add some to this side. So I'm just going to trim that down a little bit. And we'll tuck it in. And then my favorite part is the twig part. I just put a little glue and we can press it right in to the frame. All right, because we're still trying to add a little weight over here so we can kind of keep the bunny balanced when it hangs. All right, so we have our twig spray. It's got beautiful off-white and a mossy green twig, and we're going to start off by just stealing the twigs out of there. So I'm going to start with this one right here, and this is where we're really going to get our dimension. I'm going to take these and curl them. You guys can have so much fun on this. You can go into incredible detail, or you can keep it pretty simple. Whatever. I enjoy just getting into it and really going to town, especially when it comes to these last few pieces where we're going to put the curls in. Now let's think about our shape. We've got a nice C that curls down. Oh, it just makes my heart so happy to see that shape forming. I'd like to kind of bring out that shape with the curl up here. And we can just lay these first and glue them in just a second. So let's just put that, and how beautiful that's going to be. Start thinking about how that's going to look on your client's door. Their door, see that little bit of a shadow line they'll see from that coming around with beautiful curls. Let's continue that around. So that's our first one. We just set it there. We'll glue them all in just a second. But we have 3 pieces in this spray, and we're going to use them all. Okay, here comes another. And I'm going to just give this a beautiful curl. This is so stinking fun. I'm so glad you can hang out with me and do this. I can't wait to see what you create too. I'm sure your imagination's just running wild. So let's have this one kind of come out of, say it comes out and it just runs across the top here and kind of comes down. Isn't that fun? Oh, that's fun. So fun. Okay, I've got one more that we know we need to pull that down. So I'm just trimming it off my stem here. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I do usually curl these a little just to kind of keep that consistent shape. If you don't want to curl them, no problem. Just decide what you want to do. See there? Isn't that fun? And let's use that kind of midway down. Maybe we'll tuck it under our berries. Oh, look at the dimension too. Look how far I'm going to bring that forward. You see that curl coming forward? Real important in your designs, guys. You got to have dimension. Okay. We still got some white berries we're going to fill in just a couple of holes with, but I'm good with my placement. Once I'm happy with my twig placement, we're ready to glue these in. So I'm just going to put that in my glue pot and get that glued in. This is turning out gorgeous. And I can just push it into the grapevine frame. There's plenty of room in there. We've been tying most everything. So okay, there's our first piece going in. Beautiful. Here comes my second. And I'm going to have this one kind of overlap a little bit over that rose. That'll be fun. I'm going to tuck this in the back. You guys, if you're wanting the supply list for this project, just let us know in the comments. We'll get you a link to the supply list. Once it's up on the blog, we'll also have that available for you to go back and look at the written directions on the blog as well. All right, last one coming in. Oh my gosh. So fun, y'all. Up under the berries here. And if you can see any of your hot glue, you're going to have to use the same technique to hide the glue. We don't want to see it. Let me clean up my area just a little bit so you can see the cute little twig. Oh my gosh. Look at the twigs, y'all. Aren't those amazing? Oh, that looks great. Okay. Now, I've got a little area here at the top I need to fill. It's a little blank because I'm pushing the roses kind of to the middle. So I'm going to take one of these sprays that's left off our other stem and we'll just cut it into a couple little pieces and place that in. I'm going to have one kind of loop around the top and mimic this particular twig. I'll just come right over it. Let's come in here. Push that in and come over the top. Yeah. There you go. And we're getting a little of the white color in there. This is a little shorter piece. It's going to go great up here at the top to add some fullness up here, just popping out of the top of the roses. And I'm just going to push that. Oh, perfect. And once again, this is very wispy. And it's staying with the style and the pattern we have created already. Picking up a little of the cream color that's in the other rose. So each time I get one of these, I'm just breaking it into 2 pieces. There's There's that one. And we're going to fill in this little hole right here with this one. This is a little work of art, y'all. Dang, it's so fun. Going up high, tucking it in. That's beautiful. And now we're going to continue the flow looping down. Here's a little short piece. Be nice to have that coming out from underneath the roses. And here, so we have a little bit of action underneath. There we go. Yep. Pull that forward just a little bit. Beautiful. And then I've got one more piece that will look great, kind of bringing that eye down, bringing you around to those pink berries that are down there where the pink party's happening. Let me see if I can move my sign over a little bit and zoom in for y'all here. There you go. So you can kind of see our final design coming together. I think I'll use this as a full piece and see if I can just tuck it in and around right here. Let's see how that works. If that works, I could just cut it and cable tie it in there. Or I might just cut it and glue it in. Let me see. If the stem can get small enough, I'll glue it in. I think it can. Do what's easiest for you. You know, whatever you prefer. There's just a ton of different ways of construction, y'all. And do what you enjoy. I'm going to tuck that in and around. I want that little flower to be on top. And I'm going to hit it with moss anywhere that I can see my glue. It is underneath. Maybe no one could see it, but you know what? I know it's right there. And I'm thinking about the person who's coming up to their door, looking at this from the side. I mean, I want it to be really, really nice. Let me push this twig in deeper. Okay. Y'all, are you kidding me? Look at this sweet bunny. I mean, she's gorgeous. She's totally gorgeous. And if you wanted to add a bow, a sweet bow would be pretty down here, also in our open hole, or a very simple bow. You could have done that at the top where we have our roses. Literally, there is tons of options that you can do to create your own project, just like this. So I cannot wait to see what you make. Try a bunny head like this, decorating it. Give it a try. You know we have these available at Khalees.com. We have all these supplies there right now to try it and give it a go. I just can't wait to see how yours turns out. You can do it in so many different color combinations also. If you look at the supply list for this, if we have other colors available in these products, they will be under the same item number with just a different color code. So you can definitely change it to your color scheme. But this year I've been doing a lot of romantic Valentine, romantic Easter, where the bunnies are very, I don't know, they're very beautiful and the colors are soft, and I'm really, really enjoying that. So, y'all have fun with flowers, guys. I'm going to see you soon. Blue Merinos, I can't wait to see what you make. See you soon, guys. Take care. Bye, everybody.